Alright, let's talk. For far too long, many of you have been operating under a set of rules that were designed to fail you. You've been sold a fantasy, a one-size-fits-all model of monogamy that leaves a lot of people, frankly, dissatisfied and unfulfilled. We're moving past that today. We're talking about an evolution in how you approach relationships, moving beyond the confines of monogamy and even the illegality of bigamy, and stepping into the world of polygamy and consensual non-monogamy. This isn't about chaos, it's about creating a structure that works for you, based on honesty, communication, and a clear understanding of your own value. Stop playing a game you can't win and start designing one where you can. I'm here to lay out the framework. Think of it as the 10 commandments for redefining your relationships in the modern age. This isn't some feel-good, hold hands and sing kumbaya nonsense. This is a practical, direct guide for men and women who are ready to operate at a higher level. It's for those who understand that their self-worth isn't tied to being someone's one and only. This is for the individuals who are tired of the drama, the lies, and the outdated social scripts that have kept them stuck. This is about empowerment. It's about taking control of your romantic life and building connections that are based on reality, not on a fairy tale. The principles we're about to discuss are designed to liberate you. They demand a high level of self-awareness, discipline, and most importantly, a commitment to your own growth and standards. This is about building a life of abundance, not scarcity. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional baggage of jealousy, possessiveness, and societal pressure. If you're ready to stop settling for average and start living an exceptional life with exceptional relationships, then you need to listen closely. The game has changed, and this is your new playbook. Pay attention. Let's be unequivocally clear from the start. The first commandment is to reject the notion of lifelong, one-on-one commitment as the only viable path. Refuse it. Understand that the social contract of monogamy, as it's currently practiced, is often a setup for failure, resentment, and clandestine behavior. You need to consciously and deliberately prioritize relationships that are open, polyamorous, or structured in a way that allows for multiple connections. This isn't a suggestion, it's a foundational principle. Stop walking into situations expecting a singular outcome that society has fed you. You are the architect of your own relationship dynamics, and the blueprint starts here. Don't apologize for it. This requires a fundamental shift in your mindset and your language. When you meet new people, you must be prepared to articulate your position. You are not exploring options or seeing what happens. You are actively building a life that is not defined by exclusivity. This means you will filter out a lot of people, and that's the point. You're not here to be compatible with everyone. You're here to find the few who are operating on the same frequency. Prioritizing open or poly relationships from the beginning eliminates confusion, prevents heartbreak down the line, and establishes you as a person of intent and high standards. Your life is not a romantic comedy, it's a strategic enterprise. The past is a sinkhole for your energy and potential. The second commandment is absolute: cut all meaningful ties with ex-partners. You cannot build a new future if you are constantly looking in the rearview mirror. An ex is an ex for a reason. The project failed, the business went under. Attempting to maintain a friendship or keep the door cracked open is a sign of weakness and a lack of forward momentum. It signals to new high-quality prospects that you are not fully available and are still emotionally entangled in a failed venture. Your focus, your energy, your time, these are your most valuable assets. They must be invested, not squandered. Redirect every ounce of that energy toward new people and new opportunities. The world is filled with billions of individuals, many of whom are far more aligned with your new framework than the person who is already part of your history. Dwelling on an ex is an exercise in scarcity. It assumes that your best days and best partners are behind you. That is a low-value mentality. An abundance mindset dictates that the future holds connections that are superior to what you've experienced before. So, delete the number, block the profile, sever the connection. Your future self and your future partners will thank you for it. Be ruthless in your pursuit of progress. Jealousy is the poison of any relationship, but in polygamy, it is a fatal flaw. The third commandment is to actively eliminate jealousy from your life, and that starts with who you choose to associate with. Avoid possessive partners. If someone demonstrates that they cannot handle you having other connections, they are immediately disqualified. Their insecurity is not your problem to solve. A partner who demands all of your time and emotional energy is not a partner. They are a warden. In a healthy, functioning polyamorous dynamic, the absence of jealousy is not just a bonus, it's a requirement. It is the ultimate green flag. This means you must cultivate your own emotional fortitude. You must become the kind of person who does not feel threatened by your partner's other connections. Why? Because your self-worth is internal. It is not derived from being someone's one and only. You bring value that is unique to you. If a partner chooses to spend time with someone else, it is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a reflection of the agreed-upon structure of your relationship. True confidence is being able to wish your partner well as they go on a date with someone else, knowing it has no bearing on your own value or your place in their life. Master this, and you master the game. Alright, so this is where the rubber really meets the road. The fourth commandment is to fully and unapologetically embrace non-monogamy as your default operating system. And honestly, this is more than just rejecting monogamy, it's about actively seeking and building a life with multiple partners. The expectation of a one-on-one relationship should be completely erased from your mind. When you engage with someone, the conversation should, at the appropriate time, naturally and confidently turn to the fact that you practice consensual non-monogamy. There's just no shame in this. The real shame lies in deception, in leading someone to believe you're exclusive when you have no intention of being so. Honesty and openness are your currency here. State your intentions clearly and state them early. Saying, "I'm not looking for an exclusive relationship," or "I practice polyamory," these aren't controversial statements, they're just statements of fact. They're filters, they will cause some people to walk away, and you should absolutely let them. You're not trying to convert anyone. You're looking for those who are already aligned or at least open to alignment. Seeking multiple partners openly is honestly an act of integrity. It respects the autonomy of everyone involved and lays the foundation for relationships built on trust, not on a fragile and often violated promise of exclusivity. Society puts an immense amount of pressure on people, especially women, to hit certain relationship milestones by a certain age. But the fifth commandment is to reject this timeline entirely. Your primary focus is not on finding a ring or settling down by 30, 35, or 40. Your primary focus is on continuous, relentless self-growth. Your time is way better spent building a diverse portfolio of connections, platonic, professional, and romantic, than it is hunting for a singular partner to complete you. Age is just a number. What matters is what you do with the time you're given. Are you becoming more interesting, more skilled, more financially secure, more emotionally intelligent? Use your years to build an empire of self. That means investing in your education, your career, your health, and your social skills. When you prioritize self-growth, you become a high-value individual that attractive, intelligent people want to be around. Your romantic life becomes a byproduct of your excellent life, not the sole focus of it. A person who is constantly evolving and improving has no time to worry about a biological clock or a societal deadline. They're just too busy building a life of substance. Self-growth is the ultimate priority. The right connections will naturally gravitate to a person who is whole and complete on their own. Honestly, this should be common sense, but in a world full of emotional weakness, it needs to be a commandment. If an ex-partner who is unfaithful to you tries to re-enter your life, the door is not just closed, it's bricked over. You reject them, immediately, unequivocally, and permanently. Their return is not a sign of their renewed love for you, it's a sign of their failure to find a better option. They're coming back because their other ventures failed, and they see you as a safe, predictable fallback. Accepting them back is honestly the ultimate act of self-disrespect. It tells them, and it tells yourself, that your standards are negotiable. You deserve better, you deserve honesty. You deserve relationships built on a foundation of respect, which they have already proven they are incapable of providing. Forgiveness is one thing. You can forgive them for your own peace of mind. Forgetting is another. You never forget the data. The data shows they're a poor investment. The data shows they're untrustworthy. In a polyamorous framework where honesty is paramount, a person with a history of deception has no place. Your life is an exclusive club, and they have been permanently banned from entry. Move on to more honest, more fulfilling relationships with people who actually value integrity. Let's use a term that has, some historical weight but apply it to a modern context. The seventh commandment is this: if you are single and unattached, consider the role of a concubine or a consort in a consensual, non-monogamous structure. This is about exploring relationships where you're not the primary partner, but you are still a valued and respected connection. This allows you to experience the benefits of a partnership, like companionship, intimacy, and support, without the pressures and expectations of a primary hierarchical relationship. It can be a really powerful way to learn and grow within the polyamorous framework, understanding different dynamics and your own needs. However, a crucial caveat must be made. This is a path for the truly single and emotionally unattached. Do not attempt to engage in this dynamic if you are already in a committed relationship that is not explicitly and enthusiastically polyamorous. Adding this layer to a monogamous or monoamorous relationship is not exploring. It's cheating. It will breed jealousy, resentment, and destruction. This commandment is about strategic, honest exploration for the unattached individual, not a backdoor for infidelity. Your integrity must remain non-negotiable. Know your status and act accordingly. Chapter 8. Commandment 8. Respect maternal bonds. Regardless of the structure of your romantic relationships, there are certain foundational bonds that must be honored. The 8th commandment is to respect maternal bonds. Honor the mothers and parental figures in your life and in the lives of your partners. These are often the anchors of a family, the keepers of tradition and stability. Their approval, or at the very least their respect, can be a significant factor in the long-term health and harmony of your extended network. Disrespecting a partner's mother is not just a personal affront, it's a strategic error. It creates unnecessary conflict and can destabilize your entire social ecosystem. This doesn't mean you must bow to their every demand or conform to their traditional views. It means you approach them with grace, respect, and a willingness to listen. You demonstrate your value not through argument, but through your character, your stability, and the genuine care you show for their child. In a polyamorous world where you may be building a chosen family, the role of elders and parental figures remains important. Their wisdom and support can be invaluable. Do not underestimate the power of a mother's blessing, even in the most modern of relationship structures. It matters. Chapter 9. Commandment 9. Avoid emotional manipulation. In the high-stakes game of relationships, you will encounter individuals who do not play fair. The 9th commandment is a critical defense mechanism. Reject any partner who uses pregnancy or children as a tool for emotional manipulation or control. This is the lowest form of coercion. A person who says, "If you leave me, you'll never see your child again," or who gets pregnant as a tactic to trap you is not a partner. They are a saboteur. They are using the most profound human connection as leverage. This is an immediate, non-negotiable deal-breaker. Your autonomy and your emotional well-being are paramount. Your feelings matter. Your freedom matters. You are not a pawn in someone else's emotional chess game. If you find yourself in a situation where a child is being used to control your decisions, you must seek to separate the relationship with the partner from your responsibility as a parent. This may require legal intervention, but it is necessary. A relationship built on a foundation of manipulation is a prison. A healthy polyamorous network, or any healthy relationship for that matter, is based on freedom of choice. Everyone is there because they want to be, not because they are being held hostage by circumstance. Recognize the red flags of emotional blackmail and act decisively to protect yourself. Chapter 10. Commandment 10. Choose intelligence over emotion. The final commandment ties everything together. In every decision, every interaction, every crossroads you face in your relationships, you must prioritize logic and intelligence over raw, unbridled emotion. Heartache is temporary. Bad decisions can have permanent consequences. When a relationship ends, when a conflict arises, when you are faced with a choice, do not let sentimentality, nostalgia, or fear guide you. Look at the data. Analyze the situation objectively. What is the most logical step forward that aligns with your long-term goals and your core principles? That is the step you take. The past is the past. It is a collection of data points, not a place to live. Move forward decisively. This requires emotional discipline. It requires the ability to feel an emotion, sadness, anger, longing, and not let it dictate your actions. This is the hallmark of a high-value individual. They are the master of their emotions, not a slave to them. By choosing intelligence over emotion, you insulate yourself from drama, you make better partner selections, and you build a life that is stable, prosperous, and aligned with your ultimate vision. Let your head lead, and your heart will eventually catch up to the wisdom of your decisions. So there you have it, the 10 commandments for a modern, empowered approach to relationships. This isn't just theory, it's a call to action. As you move forward, I want you to hold on to a key principle. Forgive, but don't forget. Forgive others for your own peace, but don't forget the data they provided you about their character. The lessons are more valuable than the relationships you lost. And above all, ensure that any non-monogamous agreement you enter is fully consensual. It must be an enthusiastic yes from all parties involved, free from coercion, pressure, or manipulation. Integrity is the bedrock of this entire lifestyle. Your next step is to start building your support system. You cannot do this alone. Find like-minded individuals, mentors, and partners who understand this framework and live by a similar code. Create a network that reinforces your standards, not one that tempts you to lower them. This is about constructing a life where you are free from the toxic emotions of jealousy, guilt, and possessiveness. It's about shedding the weight of outdated social norms that were never designed for your success or happiness. This is your life to design, and you now have the blueprint to build it exactly as you see fit. Live freely, live intelligently, live with purpose. Stop asking for permission to want what you want and start creating the reality you deserve. The power has always been in your hands. These commandments are simply the guide to unlocking it. Don't just watch this video, internalize its message and start implementing these principles today. Your future self is counting on the decisive, high-value actions you take right now. Go out and build your empire.